on to you for Leos out here. Happy birthday month. Happy birthday season. Uh, Happy birthday. So you have the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and then you Leos also have the Four of Wands. Okay. So what I'm seeing here for some of you Leos, right, is some real funny style business going on. Maybe some of you, what I'm seeing here is that some of you Leos has someone that may not actually be giving you the respect that it is that you deserve. They're trying to get to know you, but they're trying to really get to know you on a discount. They're out here really trying to see what it is that they can ultimately get away with. So they're trying to get to know you, but they're kind of really hiding their intentions, right? But not really. They're trying to make it seem like they're actually going to take you seriously, and somehow this will turn into a long-term situation. But in actuality, what they're really doing is that they're not really planning on making things long-term with you, because and the thing is that you Leos may have already seen the signs. They may have already shown you some of the signs that they're not actually really trustworthy. They're doing certain things that let you Leos know, or should tell you Leos, that they're not really up to anything really too good for you. And so the situation is that the Four of Wands represent, they may also have someone as well, right? They may already have somebody, and they're really kind of like going behind that person's back and hanging out with you. Something very sneaky. This person is very sneaky. They like to play a little bit too much. And then you Leos also have the Eight of Wands and the Fool card. So the Eight of Wands and the Fool card right here for you represents all. It also represent how you Leos, you see it. Okay, good. You see it. And the Fool card is you basically not choosing to hang around them. So it's either they made it clear and they just came out and told you what it was, right? What they were doing that was not trustworthy of them, or you figured it out and you Leos actually decided to leave them alone because they're not going to pull a fast one on you. You're not going to fall for that. And so the situation for you Leos, is that, like I said before, you saw that one coming. And so you're basically getting out ahead in time of it, getting out ahead in time of it, because you see that this connection that you have with this person is not going to be in your best favor, right? This person, like I said, they may already have somebody going behind the other person's back, or like they could just be doing things that don't really show you an indication of them actually trying to take you Leo seriously. And so obviously, respect is a big thing to a Leo. So, and so because of that, you got to leave them alone just based upon principle. So the situation is that the Five of Swords and the King of Swords here is about how they're going to try to make it seem like they don't know what it is that you're talking about. They're going to try to, if they already have done that, they're going to try to make it seem like they don't know what you're talking about. And, please don't move like this. Please don't act like this. You don't know what you're talking about. All of this nonsense. And so, but you should trust your gut. You should trust yourself, because they actually really don't mean you any good, like I've been talking about. They don't really have the best interest for you Leos in the first place. They basically want to have you like romantic fun, that's it, or maybe money. And so, while at the same time getting you to think that all of this is going to make sense in the bigger scheme of things, and they're trying to make up their mind, and they've been hurt before, and all this goofy stuff. And so the situation with that is the Ten of Swords now is all about how you Leos are in a place where you see straight through it. You don't have time. Like they expect you to basically give them mercy, right? And to kind of cave on your decision based upon them giving you the pouting face. So they may give you the pouting face, or try to make themselves sound as sorry as possible, right? Just as pathetic as possible and all of that. You need to understand that that's a ploy. They're not actually really sorry. They're just using your own empathy against you, or trying to anyway. Of course, now that you know that, more than likely it's not going to work. And so the thing is that the World card and the Empress is that, more than likely, well, 10 chances to 1 out of 10 times, you're better off without them. And see, the thing is that the World card is proof. The World card and the Empress is proof of that fact, right? The Empress, the world, king, queen, ruling the world, running the world, doing a thing, right? That's the scenario in which you Leos got. You don't have to worry about somebody holding you back, trying to stand as the middle person in between yourself and your hopes and your dreams and your goals, because you don't have them anymore, because you let them go. Either that, where it's something profound, it might have been a real serious long-term relationship that you're getting out of, or could even be someone in which you are just getting to know, but you saw something in them in which you Leos didn't want to have them around in the first place, because you know where this was going to go. You couldn't take them seriously at all. This was just going to end up with, this was just going to end up with you being the detriment to it. And so what's going on here with that is the fact that you Leos were able to see straight through this is a testament of how serious you Virgos actually are, you Leos actually are, to not only, your own self-improvement, but also the fact that you Leos are able to see through people's nonsense from now on. And so the thing is that the Empress represents, because they have to come to you being serious. Why would you want them to be around if they're not actually serious? And you're right. They have to come to you if they're serious. They have to actually be in a space with you where you can see that it's something for real. And of course, you're paying attention. So the whole nonsense of them like telling you or making it seem like, it'll all work out or whatever, with the niceties, them acting nice, that niceties needs to have a purpose. And so, and see, the fact that you Leos are able to call it out or to stay away, again, it will apply pressure, because now it's like, they have to be serious if they're going to approach you, because none of their games will work. And so let's clarify some of these cards. So you're not rocking with them anymore. And so now you have, you got to keep your life, you got to keep the door open. You got to keep prospering. You have to keep, your life clear and simplistic as possible. You don't want to overly complicate who comes into your life, or you don't want your life to become overly complicated based upon who's coming into your life, right? All it is that you Leo see is people coming into your life, and they are dysfunctional as nobody's business, and all it is that you Leos are experiencing is just things not going your way all of a sudden because this person comes into your life. Either that, or you never find yourself at the end of bickering and arguing. They bicker and argue with you a lot, and then you feel like you're trying to do everything that you possibly can to salvage this relationship, and this person is just focused as much as they can on not actually salvaging the relationship. They want to actually cause distance and irritation and all of that, right? Because see, that's one of the things that keeps people tied to another person too. It's the fact that they want to do as much as they possibly can to keep this relationship going. But I mean, at some point, you're going to have to say, I'm done. Because if you find yourself at a point where it almost sounds as if like the other person's trying their best to make the relationship as rocky as possible, you got to get away from that person and stay away from that person, because at that point that person is literally you mistake who they are. You mistake what they are about. You mistake what they're going for. They're not going for peace and love and tranquility between the two of you. They're going for bickering and arguing with y'all. That's why it seems like everything that you would have tried in that kind of situation just doesn't work. It's because that's what they're trying to do. This is why I was telling you, Leos. Was it you I was telling? But anyway, regardless, whatever. I'll say it now. This is why I was saying, maybe another zodiac sign, but whatever, that people will sometimes make things difficult for you intentionally. And if you have the ears to hear and you pay attention, right, you will develop that skill to be like, it almost sounds as if you want to just bicker and argue. I've caught a couple of people. Okay, not a couple, I've caught a few people, but I caught a few people doing that, where it's like, when you stay calm and when you stay calm and when you go to trying to solve the problem, or when you try to actually resolve things, you really get a chance to hear how people want to keep the dysfunction going. And so when you are not with the arguing, right, and you want to actually solve whatever the situation is, listen to what they're saying. This is why I was trying to tell you, you have to listen to what they say. You have to observe what they're saying, observe what they're doing. That way you can get a better understanding. I've caught so many people, not a lot, not extreme lot, but a few. I've caught a good amount of people where it's like, I'm talking to them, they're going at me, and I'm trying to figure out what is the situation at hand. And I ask them that. And I'm like, okay, so X, Y, Z or X, Y, Z. And both of those things solve the problem, either by me walking away or them basically learning to work as a team. And what I can hear is, based upon them picking it, I just remain quiet, because now it's like I let them hear themselves. Now it's a situation where it's like, so you want to bicker and argue. And I just went quiet, because I was like, I'm done. Because I can hear it. You want to argue. This is stupid. Like, this is stupid, because you want to argue, because it's like X, Y, Z, because it's like, for instance, it's like, for an example, it's like, oh, we'll get into an argument. Okay, well, what is it? Oh, it's why you ain't pay for me for this ice cream. Okay, well, what are you talking about? Oh, X, Y, Z, this ice cream, da 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 da. And it's like, but you have money though. Yeah, but you should be paying for this ice cream. According to whom? I paid for mine. You have money, pay for it. It's only 20, using this as an example, right? I'm not talking about a real life situation, right? I'll let you know when it's not real life, but it's not real life. So it's like, okay, it's 25 cents, just pay for it. Oh, I don't want to go ahead and do that. Why? It's just 25 cents. You have way more than that. And once you hear them, okay, so is it about me paying for the ice cream, or is it about the actual ice cream? Most of them, for instance, will be like, well, you should have paid for me. So it was about me, basically, it was about me not gaining anything and taking a loss by paying for you. It was more about me paying for you than it is about the actual benefit of getting the ice cream, which you could have just simply reached into, I guess, your purse, right? Reach into your purse or pocketbook. I don't know. And just get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then at that point, when they hear themselves, now I know who it is that I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with a materialistic person. Like, okay, this person, in the future, this is what the relationship will look like. They're going to want me to pay for things. And if I don't pay for things, as grown adults, they're as a grown adult, they're gonna get upset that someone else isn't paying for them. Right. That's not that's not the norm for them, when every adult is responsible for their own well-being. So I don't know. It's kind of odd. Let's clarify the World card. And so the situation for you Leos, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Strength card, which is Leo, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Pentacles, to clarify the World card. Again, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Strength card. You Leos are looking out for yourself, as you should, right? Like, you don't owe anybody to look out for them unless you have some sort of like family or like little ones. Or if you don't have that, or if the person is not that, you are not obligated to look out for that. Like, you know, you'll look out for your friends and your loved ones, stuff like this. But like a person who's expecting you to just like to just do things for them and stuff like this excessively, that's usury is what that is. And so the High Priestess and the Eight of Pentacles is about your right for walking away from them. Your right for not wanting to be used like a puppet. You're not one. And that's what the Strength card is. The Strength card also represents the happiness, the joy, because Leo rules joy. But the joy that you Leos and the happiness that you Leos have is too strong for people, for them to treat you like trash and you just allow them to use you however they want. Because a part of it is a part of the rough housing, a part of the why people would treat you a certain kind of way is because they're trying to treat you a certain kind of way to get you to do what they want you to do, right? So it's kind of like, so it's basically, it's conditioning. They're trying to get you to do what they want you to do. But what is the natural remedy for that? And I've talked about it, is joy. When a person can't take your joy away from you, that gives you what? The strength, Leo, right? Hercules represents joy as well, right? The mythology of Hercules. Hercules is Leo because the centaur, the Sagittarius who taught Hercules, right? The centaur who trained Hercules how to be a hero, right? The half person, half horse, that's a centaur, right? The Sagittarius energy, right? What happened? Hercules had to defeat the Nemean lion, Leo. And what happened? Hercules started wearing the fur of the Nemean lion on him. Meaning what? He is the Nemean lion. He is Leo. So Hercules in mythology is Leo. Right? And what is Hercules? Strong. Like the same strength that you gain when you're joyful and you're happy. But not just happy, right? Happy is fleeting. Joyful, profoundly happy, stable, right? Because Leo also represents stability, emotional stability as well. A lot of, I could go in on Leo if I really want to. I can go in on any of the signs if I want to. But Leo represents emotional stability. You'll hear people talk about, this person is emotionally unstable. That means that, or you'll hear, oh, this person is emotionally stable. That's because that means that they have attained a certain level of Leo, a certain level of joy specifically, right, in them, in their world. And so because of that, because of the fact that you have that, no one can take that away. No one can make you feel less than, and to get you to do what they want you to do. What they want you to do, yeah, you making poor decisions against yourself is one thing, but that's not really what it is that they specifically want. They want that, but that's not really the end goal. They really want to give you an agenda. They want to probe an agenda, give you an agenda, an agenda, give you some sort of hypnotic suggestion, i.e. control, i.e. influence, i.e. try to put you in a position where you are basically in like their cult kind of mentality. And so it didn't work. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. I'm at 25,000 and like 34 or something like that. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. If you want to come through and get a personal reading from me, or you want to get my books, or you want to get the Kareemspiritworks clothes, the link to all of that is in the comment section below, called a Linktree link. Somebody was like, you know, if you wear what it is that you got, if you wear your own clothing, you know, that's pretty good. We can actually check it out. I actually got myself the hoodie back in 2023, I think. But yeah, I actually do have the hoodie, but you know, it's not very wise to wear a warm, I think wool or cotton hoodie. I think it's one of the warm material of a hoodie in the summertime, right? But you will get a chance to see the hoodie in the next couple of weeks because fall is coming. But that's it. Peace.